The history of Austria begins long before it became a country. The land that is now Austria has been home to people for thousands of years. In ancient times, the Celts were among the first known groups to live there. They built small villages, traded with neighbors, and developed their own culture. Around 15 BC, the Roman Empire took control of the area. The Romans called it Noricum, and it became an important part of their empire. They built towns, roads, and forts, and introduced Roman laws, architecture, and the Latin language. When the Roman Empire fell in the 5th century AD, many different tribes moved into the area. These included Germanic and Slavic peoples. Over time, the region became part of the lands ruled by the Frankish Empire, led by Charlemagne, one of Europe's most powerful rulers in the 8th and 9th centuries. During this time, Christianity spread across the region. Churches and monasteries were built, and religion became a strong part of Austrian life that continues even today. The name Austria first appeared in written history in the year 996 AD, when it was called Ostarrîchi, which means Eastern Realm in Old German. At that time, it was a small region within the Holy Roman Empire, which covered much of Central Europe. Austria was ruled by local lords who served the Holy Roman Emperor. In the 10th century, the Babenberg family became the rulers of Austria. They helped the area grow in importance. They built towns, encouraged trade, and supported the spread of Christianity. The city of Vienna began to grow during this time and became an important center of trade and culture. In 1278, after the Babenberg family line ended, a new and powerful dynasty came to rule Austria, the Habsburgs. They would control Austria for over 600 years, making them one of the most influential families in European history. The first Habsburg ruler was Rudolf the Fried, who defeated his rivals and made Vienna the center of his new lands. Over the centuries, the Habsburgs expanded their power through wars, marriages, and alliances. They were famous for marrying into other royal families to gain territory instead of fighting for it. This strategy helped them control much of Central and Eastern Europe, including what are now Hungary, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, parts of Italy, Croatia, and even Spain for a time. By the 16th century, the Habsburg Empire had become one of the most powerful in Europe. The Habsburg ruler Charles III even ruled over territories in both Europe and the Americas. However, the empire was too large to manage easily, and eventually it was divided into two main branches, the Austrian Habsburgs and the Spanish Habsburgs. Under the Austrian branch of the Habsburg family, Austria became a major center of European politics and culture. The Habsburgs ruled as Holy Roman Emperors, a title that symbolized their leadership in Central Europe. Vienna became a magnificent city filled with grand palaces, churches, and works of art. During this time, the Habsburgs also faced many challenges. They fought wars against the Ottoman Empire, which tried to invade Europe from the east. One of the most famous events was the Siege of Vienna in 1683, when Ottoman forces tried to capture the city. The Austrians and their allies successfully defended Vienna, which became a turning point in European history. After that, the Ottoman Empire slowly lost power, while Austria became stronger. In the 18th century, the Habsburg Empire continued to expand under rulers like Maria Theresa and her son Joseph II. Maria Theresa was one of Austria's most famous monarchs. She improved schools, reformed the government, and tried to make life better for her people. Joseph II continued her work by introducing more reforms and promoting religious tolerance. These changes helped modernize Austria and prepared it for the new ideas that were spreading through Europe during the Age of Enlightenment. By the early 1800s, Europe was changing quickly. The French Revolution and Napoleon Bonaparte's rise to power challenged the old monarchies of Europe, including Austria. The Habsburgs fought several wars against Napoleon, but suffered many defeats, In 1804, Emperor Francis II created the Austrian Empire to strengthen his rule and show independence from the crumbling Holy Roman Empire, which officially ended in 1806. After Napoleon's defeat, Austria played a major role in reshaping Europe. In 1815, the Congress of Vienna was held in the Austrian capital. It was led by Prince Metternich, one of Austria's most important statesmen. The Congress aimed to restore peace and balance in Europe after years of war. For the next few decades, Austria remained a leading power on the continent. However, the 19th century was also a time of growing nationalism. Many people within the Austrian Empire, such as Hungarians, Czechs, Slovaks, and Italians, wanted independence. This created tensions, protests, and revolts. In 1848, revolutions broke out across Europe, including in Vienna. The Habsburgs managed to keep control, but it became clear that the empire was struggling to stay united. In 1867, after years of conflict and political pressure, the empire was reorganized into the Austro-Hungarian Empire. This meant that Austria and Hungary became two equal parts under one emperor, Franz Joseph III. The new arrangement gave Hungary more independence, but kept the empire together. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Austria-Hungary was one of the largest and most diverse empires in Europe. It included many different ethnic groups with their own languages, religions, and cultures. This diversity made the empire rich, but also unstable. In 1914, a tragic event changed everything. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo by a Serbian nationalist. This event triggered World War I. Austria-Hungary, supported by Germany, declared war on Serbia. Soon, much of Europe was involved in the conflict. World War I was a disaster for Austria-Hungary. Millions of soldiers died, and the empire's economy collapsed. By the end of the war in 1918, Austria-Hungary had completely fallen apart. Many of its territories became new countries, including Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia. Austria was left as a small, landlocked republic. After World War I, Austria became the first Austrian republic. It was much smaller than the old empire, with a population that was mostly German-speaking. The early years of the republic were difficult. The economy was weak, there was high unemployment, and political divisions between left-wing and right-wing groups caused violence and unrest. Many Austrians felt lost without their empire. Some people wanted Austria to join Germany, but the peace treaties after World War I did not allow it. During the 1920s and 1930s, Austria struggled to find stability. In 1933, democracy broke down, and a dictatorship was established under Engelbert Dollfuss and later Kurt Schuschnigg. In 1938, Germany, under Adolf Hitler, annexed Austria in an event called the Anschluss, meaning union. Many Austrians welcomed the Germans, as Hitler himself had been born in Austria. However, this event also marked the beginning of terrible suffering. During World War II, Austria became part of Nazi Germany. Thousands of Austrians joined the German army, while others resisted or were persecuted. Austria's Jewish population suffered greatly. Many were killed or sent to concentration camps during the Holocaust. Cities were bombed, and the country was devastated by the end of the war. When World War II ended in 1945, Austria was freed by the Allied powers, the United States, the Soviet Union, Britain, and France. The country was divided into 4 occupation zones, one for each of the Allied nations. Vienna, like Berlin, was also divided. In 1955, Austria regained its full independence when the Allies agreed to leave under one condition. Austria had to promise to remain neutral in future conflicts. This means Austria would not join military alliances or allow foreign armies on its soil. Since then, Austria has followed this policy of neutrality, which has helped it remain peaceful and stable. After the war, Austria worked hard to rebuild. The economy grew quickly, especially during the 1950s and 1960s. New industries were developed, education improved, and people enjoyed a higher standard of living. Vienna once again became a center for music, culture, and diplomacy. Many international organizations, such as the United Nations and the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, set up offices there. In 1995, Austria joined the European Union, EU, becoming part of the larger European community while maintaining its neutrality in military matters. Today, Austria is known for its high quality of life, strong economy, and beautiful landscapes, especially the Alps, which attract millions of tourists each year. Austria's capital, Vienna, is often ranked as one of the most livable cities in the world. The country is famous for its music. Composers like Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, and Strauss all lived or worked there. Austrian culture values both tradition and modernity, balancing old customs with progressive ideas. Austria's government is a democratic republic, with an elected president and parliament. It plays an important role in Europe as a bridge between Western and Eastern Europe. The country continues to promote peace, human rights, and environmental protection. The history of Austria is a long and fascinating story of change. From a small province in the Holy Roman Empire to the heart of one of Europe's greatest empires, and then to a modern, peaceful republic, Austria has gone through many transformations. It has seen times of power, war, loss, and recovery. Today, Austria is known not for its empire or battles, but for its culture, music, beauty, and neutrality. Its journey shows how a country can rebuild after hardship and find strength in peace, democracy, and cooperation.